Well, hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Today I am outside doing some chicken coop renovations. I'm sure you saw in one of our earlier videos, Ariel was out here doing some work hanging our waterer and feeder up, and we had a heat lamp that was hanging in here. I have been trying to figure out, well, not figure out, I already knew of the ways to get away with not having a heat lamp. It was just basically talking myself up to doing it and taking the time to do a little bit more research and finding out the best way to keep my ladies and two gentlemen warm in the winter without exposing them to too much danger that heat lamps can cause. So after doing lots of research, I've decided that I'm going to do a little bit of mid-season cleanup here in the winter, and we're going to put in a whole bunch of straw. I've got a thermometer and stuff out here with brand new batteries, and we're going to see how the temperatures fare in the coop here over the next few days, because it's been quite cold, negative wind chills. But it never seems to get too cold in here. At least I've never seen it dip before 20, below 25 with the heat lamp. So we'll see what kind of luck we have. I've upped their protein intake to kind of get them a little bit fluffier, but they do a pretty good job of eating in the winter to keep themselves warm. So I've already done the yucky, tedious job of scraping all the yucky chicken poop off of everything and gathered it up into a nice pile. So we're going to get things kind of a little bit cleaned up here and lay some new shavings and some straw and see what happens. There's a yummy snack. So, chickens, as most people know, excuse me, are omnivores. So they eat plants and meat. And especially in the winter time, having that protein for the chickens is super important in the winter. It helps them get nice, big, fluffy, and gives them that extra warmth. So we eat a lot of venison. We eat a lot of venison in our household. And with all the neck roasts, that I make, I always end up bringing leftovers out to the chickens so that they can pick the next clean. And apparently this one was hidden. So we're just gonna chalk that out. Back to clean up. And at this point, I've gotten the biggest chunks of the nasty poop and stuff that I scraped. So we're just gonna rake around and kind of move everything before we put a fresh layer on. And that'll just kind of help keep everything insulated. And we're gonna need to clean up the water and get that refilled. My goal now is to, in the winter time only, have to plug in the chicken water. So, my chickens are very, very messy. And you can see here that where their water's been hanging, it's all wet underneath. So before we put any new layers down, we want to make sure that we get all this nasty wet stuff in here out, because that'll hold moisture and everything in here. And when it dips down colder, now that there's no heat lamp in here, it'll just leave the chickens open to be a little bit cooler. And that's what we're trying to stop here. Stop it! Put that neighboring. All right, everybody's up top now. So my chickens don't ever seem to be that cold. Most of the time, I don't know how well you can see them or not at this point, but most of the time, they like to roost right up here. You see everyone? Chicken butts, chicken butts. And normally they say, if your chickens are going to be feeling cold or are feeling cold, that they'll be huddled together to stay warm. I've heard a lot of them making nests and sleeping in their nesting boxes and things like that. But at least up until this very moment, well, I haven't noticed my chickens have a problem, which has also made me feel far more comfortable about removing their heat lamp. So hopefully you guys will still like roosting up there without that little extra bit of heat. If not, you're gonna have a nice big bed of straw on the floor here soon. All right, so the first thing I'm gonna do is put a nice fresh layer of shavings down here. Help with a little bit of insulation on the ground, and it'll help keep that moisture away. And that'll be a nice little spot to lay straw on top of. And I am going to deglove before this process. Otherwise, I'll be covered in shavings. Please don't poop on me, guys. My chickens are notorious for pooping on people, and they've definitely pooped on me more than I think my fair share. All right. Break probably a quarter or a half of this off here. Alright, that should be pretty good for a nice little layer. Since we've already got end of season bottom layer. Okay, this stuff seems to stick together pretty well, so I always end up having to separate it with my hands at the beginning here. Okay. Now on this end of the coop, obviously, they have their food and water, and that's over here on the other. So we'll put a little extra straw in this back corner on the floor for them. And I think we're going to use a little extra shavings, ladies and gentlemen. I really think with all the updates we've done to the barn this season and doing this as much as we can to keep it as draft free as possible, that changing the chickens system up here isn't gonna be detrimental by any means. It's far more dangerous to keep a heat lamp. And actually, the beginning, or I guess I should say the end of the planting season, I think maybe September, there was an Amish family that lives probably about a mile down the road from us, and they lost their barn because they had a heat lamp fire. They had some fresh baby pullets, and they were hanging a heat lamp to keep them warm while they grew, and it ended up causing a fire, and the whole barn burned down. So their cows were living outside for a while, and like I said, they lost those baby chicks, and they lost a couple of fresh baby kittens in that fire. So since then, I've been super on edge and trying to figure out the best way to keep my chickens warm while eliminating that type of heat source. So I think that'll be good. Okay. Hi, Betty. All right. Now time for the straw. All right. And I am using straw for the same reason. I use my shavings because it doesn't hold moisture. So in the winter time, it'll keep you extra dry, extra warm. And that's what we're looking for, dry and warm. Oh, come on, Doesn't want to cut on me. Okay. I know. The alfalfa bales cut open so much easier. There we go. There we go. All right. Oh, buddy. All right, now this is going to be fun to pull apart. Please don't poop on me. Okay. All right. I think you ladies and gentlemen, and forget the boys, will really like this. I did the same thing for our goats when we moved them into the newer stall. You guys saw in the video that there's a bunch of straw in there, and over the last couple of weeks I've added more since the temperatures have dropped. Like I said, the last week or so it's been in the negatives, but it hasn't really gotten colder than -4. We've had a couple of days that felt like -11, but so far not too much worse than that. And again, those days with the heat lamp, chickens never seemed to feel extra cold. Nobody was extra huddled. Anything that would indicate that they were feeling the grip of cold in their coop. And we've done a pretty good job of getting all the drafts taken care of in here. I spray foamed a crap ton last season. So it'll just be now on days when it's super cold and super windy. We'll keep the door to the coop closed to the outside, and they can just hang out in their nice cozy coop. Stay out of the wind and the cold. And something exciting you guys will be able to watch next in the spring here. We're going to be expanding our coop out that way a little bit to make room for some more chickens. Try to expand our flock here and see how many more eggs we can add to the keep. The winter time slows them down. They seem to be a little bit slower this winter than they were the winter before. We were down to maybe 3-4 eggs a day. Right now we're getting maybe 2-3 if we're lucky. But with a family of 6, that seems to do us pretty good, and we're still able to send them to the neighbors and keep their egg stock up too. Ugh. Straw dust. Ooh. Okay. Ah! Pull it all out at once. Ugh, excuse you, Betty. I know. I'm sorry. Throwing off your guys' groove here. I get it. Hi, Ulysses. So, the coop door is right down here. Show you guys real fast. Boop. And look who came to visit. Ulysses. Hey, buddy. Hi, Ulysses. Don't bite me. Don't. Wah, wah, wah. Who's a good boy? He's missing some fur on his face there. He likes to try to play headbutt with you, with your fingers and your hands and stuff. And he slipped when he was doing it with Ariel. Kind of slid his face across the floor. He is okay. But now he's missing a little hair on his face. Hey, get out of here. You guys aren't allowed in here. I'll come visit y'all in a minute. Oops. You don't want plastic ties. All right. Fill up these bottom boxes. And then we'll be good. Okay. Hi, Rex. All right, I think that's looking pretty good. I feel like I can feel the heat staying in here already. All right. Easy peasy, guys. All right. I think that looks pretty darn good. We got a pretty good layer down. Boxes are all filled up real nice. Show you guys. See how overflowing we are? Yes. Oh yeah. Say hello, Athena. What do you think? That's different, huh? Bunch of straw in here. Say hello, everyone. You're on camera. Welcome everyone to the channel. Say subscribe, subscribe. All right. So I think that is pretty successful here. Messy, but it looks nice and it feels cozy. So I'm hoping this really works out. I'm gonna have to run out here and fill up the chicken water, bring that back in, fill up some water, get your guys a snack tray back in here. Ulysses, get your head out of here. Hey, homie. All right, snack tray down. We're gonna fill up your food here before we go. Take you guys out with me. I can, bird down. Show you here how I feed the chickens. So here's my very nice little setup here. I've got my chicken crumbles and scratch set up on here, and drawers filled of all kinds of mealworms and chicken treats and all that fun stuff. Okay. And we'll let you guys just kind of hang out with the ladies and gentlemen here while I get everything filled up and see if they give you any entertainment. Come get it, everyone. Ugh. Straw. Alright, we'll give everybody some midday snacks here. Oh yeah. Party flock! Whoa! And I give my chickens a mix of a 6-grain scratch, cracked corn, oats, things like that. During the summertime on the weekends, I give them sunflower mix, raisins, things like that. But in the wintertime, since we need that extra protein and everything, I pack on some extra seeds and extra mealworms. And lots of table scraps. They love the table scraps. Mealworms. Yummy. Here we go. We'll put some up here. There you go. Whoop, excuse me. Birdies, I'm home. All right. No. No escaping. Ugh, this is so heavy. Okay, guys. Sorry, I think I spilled a little bit. My bad. Alright, get this sucker plugged in. Because no matter what I do, their water always ends up freezing in the barn. Warm enough for everyone else to not freeze. Not warm enough for the water to not freeze. But everyone looks to feel quite happy and at home, huh? What do you guys think? I'm hoping this works out nicely for you guys. Make Mom feel better. All right. Well, I am pretty satisfied, I think. Excuse me, everyone. I see some straw that I did not pull apart well enough. All right, fluffy, fluffy, fluffy. Okay. Well, all right, everybody. Thank you so much for tuning in and watching me kind of revamp the coop here and start off our new life without a heat lamp in the chicken coop. We'll see over the next few days. I'll monitor the temperature and see how cold it gets in here. And if I need to come out here and add some more straw, that's what we'll do. But so far, I think based off of past experience the last few years with these guys, I think we're going to end up doing just fine. I think I don't need to spoil them as much as I have been. So thanks again for tuning in, and please like, subscribe, and share.